A creature with an intelligence quotient exceeding 5,000 interacts with its environment purely through thought, generating telekinetic force to warp solid metal. Classified as species 065, Alakazam is a pure psychic type, defined by its slender, fox-like humanoid frame. Its path to this final form requires an evolutionary anomaly. While it matures naturally from Abra into Kadabra, reaching its apex state demands the external environmental stimulus of a trade between trainers. Once fully evolved, its brain cells enter a state of continuous multiplication that lasts until the end of its life, resulting in an increasingly heavy, overgrown skull. To compensate for this massive cranial weight, its skeletal muscles have aggressively atrophied. It relies entirely on ambient telekinetic to support its own head and achieve basic locomotion. By shedding all physical durability and muscular strength, it directs every ounce of biological energy into the brain, trading its body for total mental supremacy. When we look back at the original Kanto ecosystem of 1996, we find an environment perfectly suited for this unique physiology. The biological landscape lacked natural predators entirely. Dark and Steel-type Pokémon had not yet entered the gene pool to resist incoming psychic energy. This allowed Alakazam to hunt with impunity. It relied on blistering speed to corner prey, delivering devastating psychic blows long before an opponent could ready a defense. This bar chart compares Alakazam's base 135 special stat against the average Generation 1 Pokémon, demonstrating a massive systemic advantage. This is compounded by its signature psychic attack. A 30% probability ring illustrates its chance to permanently cripple a target's special defense. A hyper-offensive ecosystem with no defensive checks provided the perfect habitat. A fragile, high-speed predator could thrive here without ever exposing its physical weaknesses. But environmental conditions rarely stay static. The introduction of the Johto region brought Dark and Steel types into the wild. These new species actively resisted or were entirely immune to psychic attacks, cutting off Alakazam's primary methods of hunting. Simultaneously, a systemic mutation split the singular special stat into separate attack and defense values. Alakazam retained its lethal output, but lost the capacity to safely absorb special damage. This radar chart maps out Alakazam's exact stat distribution. The massive outward spikes in speed and special attack mask a fatal vulnerability, a microscopic base 45 physical defense. Newer, bulkier predators carrying physical priority moves easily exploited this biological blind spot. The former apex predator plummeted into lower competitive tiers, outclassed by hardier species. Physical frailty in a defense-oriented ecosystem presented a harsh reality. Alakazam had to adapt its survival strategies or face competitive extinction. The solution came through a rare biological adaptation, a hidden ability known as Magic Guard. Magic Guard essentially creates a protective telekinetic barrier. It grants the creature complete immunity to indirect environmental damage, absorbing the impact of hostile weather, entry hazards, and item recoil. This ability forms a perfect symbiotic relationship with a held item called the Focus Sash. With environmental damage negated, the Focus Sash remains entirely intact, guaranteeing Alakazam will survive exactly one lethal physical blow. It absorbs the ambush and immediately retaliates with lethal force. For instances where raw power is the only option, the lineage reaches a new biological peak, mega evolution. In this state, Alakazam converts its few remaining physical muscles into pure psychic energy. It manifests a third spoon and gains the trait, allowing it to actively weaponize an opponent's own abilities against them. By doubling down on its extremes, exchanging its last shreds of muscle for raw energy and environmental immunity, the species secured its position back at the top of the food chain. Outside of the competitive ecosystem, this creature has left a massive footprint on human culture, appearing prominently across the anime, manga, and the trading card game. During the late 1990s, securing an Alakazam card was a primary goal on schoolyards and in local tournaments. In the original 1999 base set, it holds the prestigious serialization of card 1 out of 102, securing its status as a premium, historically significant collectible. Its televised appearances left an equal mark on viewers, ranging from terrifying gym battles against Sabrina to the awakening of ancient, giant variants covered in mysterious markings. This visibility cemented its status as a foundational icon, its imagery woven into the history of the series across every medium. The trivia surrounding the species is just as expansive. Its naming convention draws directly from classic magician terminology, and the population consists of a 75% male gender ratio. The silver spoons it carries aren't scavenged, they are organically manifested by its own psychic power. According to regional lore, anything eaten from one of these spoons becomes instantly delicious, though they are only gifted to those it deeply trusts. Rare shiny variants take on a distinct pink hue, but retain the exact same processing power, boasting an intellect that easily outpaces modern supercomputers. From the earliest days of gray, pixelated screens to the high-definition displays of modern console hardware, the Psi Predator has remained a constant presence. It remains a fixture of the region because its biology represents the ultimate successful trade-off, the total sacrifice of physical muscle in exchange for absolute psychic dominance. If you enjoyed this dive into the archives, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments which Pokemon's ecological history we should uncover next.